guys, gals, and non-binary pals, it's Joshy here, and I am finally back with another Ways to Use video. Now, I fell off the bandwagon with these for a while, but I think I'm going to get back into them for a little bit. Now, before I do get into it, let me just state that, again, I'm sorry I fell off, but I don't have a versus recorder in this game, and that screws up my recordings for a lot of things, so I just moved away from Pokemon a little bit. But we'll get back to that anyway. Well, we won't, but we'll move past it. Also, any of these sets I'm going to show you I've come up with myself while looking at the website Cerebi, their move list. I suggest using Cerebi. I'd always recommend it. But I may have some you've seen other places, which I came up with myself, but it doesn't mean they're original. Other people can come up with them too. And there may be sets I don't come up with or show because there's little differences or tweaks I could do, but we'll get into this anyway. So, the Pokemon I am talking about today is the hostile Pokemon, Basculin. Now, I have wanted to do Basculin for a long time, but haven't got around to it for the simple fact that, as I said, I fell off Pokemon, at least uploading like this. So I thought, let's get into it now. Basculegion has been announced, its evolution, which is coming in the Legends of Arceus next year in January, but before then, I thought, let's touch base with this Pokemon as he, she, or they may never be the same, I should say, again, as they're gaining the evolution and something's probably going to outshine it. So anyway, with Basculegion put aside, we're back on Basculin. Now first, let's look at its abilities. Now this is a funny Pokemon because having just two forms that are just slightly different, there are actually abilities which are for both and one that is for each. So we'll start with the each one. So as you can see here, we have Reckless, which is a move that powers up recoil damaging moves. So, you know, takedown, double edge, and things like that will get an extra 20% damage when used. Then for the blue form, so Reckless for the red, Rock Head is for the blue. This also works with recoil damaging moves, but instead of powering it up, it actually just removes the recoil damage. So that way Pokemon will not be taking recoil damage when they usually would from your own attacks, which is a really cool thing. Then we have Adaptability, which is a fantastic ability on any Pokemon. And what it does, every Pokemon that uses a move which is the same type as them automatically gets a 1.5 times bonus. So if it was going to do 100 damage, it'll do 150. But with adaptability, they double the time, not 1.5, meaning instead of doing 100, it does 200. This is equivalent to a Pokemon using a super effective attack on the opponent if that move is not the same type as them. So Chansey using Ice Beam on Dragonair, for example. It'd do the same amount of damage as another Pokemon using adaptability stat. And then finally we have Mold Breaker, which is a hidden ability. Now this is a really cool ability. It works really cool in different areas, and I'll show some and talk about it anyway. But what this does, this actually ignores the opponent's ability when attacking. So things, for example, like Shedinja, you can actually take it out because Wonder Guard is ignored by Mold Breaker. Okay, so now let's look at its stats. Now it has a stat total of 460, which is not completely bad, but it's not amazing. It's sitting in that area of like, it depends where the stats are allocated. It can be good, but a lot of Pokemon in this area depend on niches or that, so it's nothing that shines amazingly at this point. But let's look at it. Its worst stat is in special defense at 55 and then defense at 65. They're not amazing. It can take a hit here or there depending on what it's being hit with and what type of set you're running, and we'll have a look at that too. But overall, they're its worst. Then we have its HP at 70, and to me, anything over that 60 mark starts becoming an alright HP, especially if you are planning on putting investment in it, but it's nothing to write home about. Then we have Special Attack at 80, which is pretty nice. You can do a lot with that. And then we have Attack at 92. Again, another step up, a cool improvement. I feel like that area, once you pass the 90 mark, starts becoming a stat that can do quite well. And then finally we have Speed at 98. Now this is a fairly decent speed tier to be in. It's nothing absolutely crazy, but it actually is exactly on tier with Hydreigon in speed, so that would come down to investment and natures. But lastly, before we get into these sets, I want to say check out the playlist linked at the end of the video, or go to my channel and find it there if you like these type of ones, as I have made multiple different other ways to use videos, and they're really fun, and the more support, the more I'll make. but I'm going to try and hit the ground running with a couple of them soon. But anyway, let's get into the sets. Okay, so starting with number 8. Actually, I should have said these are just counting down from 8 to 1, but they're in no specific order by the ones I wanted to show. But anyway, this one we are running a red Basculin with Liquidation, Bounce, Double Edge, and Head Smash. Now, here I actually realised I have the wrong nature. It's supposed to be Adamant, so special attack down, attack up with max attack, max speed, and I only realised right now I made a mistake. We are obviously carrying the Reckless ability, as you saw, and then we have the Figgy Berry. So as I said, this one is supposed to be Adamant, and I didn't realise till right now adding the voiceover, so we are going to run with it anyway. Now, also with these sets, some of them might not show every move in its arsenal or anything, because I do these in the battle tower, and some of the sets there are so hard to judge when you're trying to use a certain type of set or that, so it gets really, really weird. And these would be easy to use against, like, real people, because you'd have a better idea of what they're running with a Ludicolo instead of a Zen Headbutt one. But nonetheless, as you can see, I use Bounce. I don't quite take it out. Ludicolo is a bit of a bulky Pokemon, depending on what type of set he's running. But anyway, he's going to hit me there. I'm going to go for the Double Edge. I will take a little recoil damage, but I just wanted to show off Double Edge there. Now, you know, that's alright. So we're going to have a Rangaroo come in. Now, the reason I don't use Head Smash and use Liquidation is because I don't think I'll take it out, and I don't want to take the massive recoil damage. I'm hoping I'd live. Luckily he's attacking defensively, not especially defensively, because some idiot has the wrong nature, but we won't get back into that. I pop my Figgy Berry, so that gives me a bit of my HP back, and, you know, a 30 of HP, and I'm able to take him out with the second Liquidation. Now, even if I'm not using recoil damage, I'm doing a lot still, and then we're going to get the Parsimeon coming in. So, with this one, now, I did say before, Reckless gives you recoil damage, but the moves with recoil damage still give you recoil damage, but they are powered up. But here, I thought, nah, I'm not going to risk it. I am on lowish HP, but at least with the Dynamax here, I'm actually going to go to well over 100 HP, which, if he doesn't come out with anything too strong, I should live. And I can go for a Max Airstream. Now, I could have gone for a Water move if I wanted, but Max Airstream being super effective should do a little bit more with without the adaptability anyway. I'm going to live thanks to the Dynamax, and if I didn't outspeed him, I would now, thanks to the speed boost from it, which is why I prefer to carry Bounce, also because it's got a bit more of a power output. If not Bounce, you can look at carrying Ice Fang, as that also counters Grass. Now, obviously, fighting it doesn't counter, but the reason we want to be able to counter Grass is because it's one of our weaknesses here, and being able to have something to counter it is better off there, you know, carrying. So nonetheless, I win that, but I am actually going to show a second bit of a battle with this one. I've started off, beat first Pokemon. We've got Glalie coming in. I just wanted to show Head Smash in action, as that is really the prime move that can be utilized with Reckless, as it absolutely has a massive amount of power. As you can see there, I do lose over half my HP against that Glalie, but it's a good way. You can really put some damage on some Pokemon that aren't expecting that amount of damage. I mean, if it knows you have Head Smash or knows you may carry it, it's still going to be a bit unsure, but nonetheless, it's, you know, it's a good move to carry. But anyway, let's go on to number 7. Now, this one is a blue Basculin this time. We are looking at a Liquidation, Psychic Fang this time I popped on here, Head Smash, and Flip Turn. Now, the reason I decided on these moves you can see, but I like Psychic Fangs. Now, we are running a Jolly Nature, and I ran the correct one this time with Max Attack, Max Speed, with a Rock Head ability, meaning I do not take recoil damage this time, but I don't get the boost. And then I'm running Choice Band. So Choice Band is a nice one to run on anybody who can have a recoil move without actually having to worry about recoil damage. Also, Flip Turn is a shooter move from the Isle of Armor. So the reason I run that one, and I don't know if I get to show it off, but here anyway, we've got going to Head Smash the Delibird. I probably could have done a lot of damage with absolutely any move, but Head Smash with a Choice Band is going to cause a lot of damage, and I don't have to take recoil damage. So anyway, we've got Whiscash coming in. I don't really want to be Head Smashing Whiscash and taking damage, so I'm going to swap. I swapped into Hot Spitfire here, which is just my, you know, hit more. Literally hoping he'd go for a ground or water move, but he didn't. So I'll get a Fire Lash off anyway. I can drop his defense a little bit. And whatnot. And he goes for the Muddy Water, which honestly I just wanted to be taken out overall. And so Hot Spitfire's down and I can swap back in now. Now, the reason Flip Turn is actually really good on this set, which I wasn't able to use, is let's say Basculin came out against Wishcash first. I could Flip Turn out, cause a good chunk of damage, and then I can swap into someone else who's, not going to have the worst moves. Now here I could actually swap. I got a Hydreigon in the back and wouldn't have taken that damage, but I thought I'd stay in. And I'm happy with this because Liquidation is going to cause a good chunk of damage to Quagsire. Not quite half, but it's enough that with the defense drop, we're definitely going to take him out next turn. He's going to go for Liquidation. I honestly thought I'd go down with an Earthquake or something, but as I said, you can never know what these sets carry. And we're able to take out that Quagsire. But so I didn't get to show Flip Turn, as I said, which is a move to give you momentum but cause damage, and Psychic Fangs. But nonetheless, let's move on to number 6. So number 6 is a fun set, and I've got Reversal, which don't get confused with Revenge, Aqua Jet, Flail, and Endeavour. Now, I'll go to the moves again in a bit more detail if you don't know them soon, but we're running an Adamant Nature because we want to do as much damage, max speed, max attack again, and Adaptability, which gives us that 2 times on stab moves instead of the, average 1.5. And then we've got the Focus Sash because we want to live whatever hit we get dealt. So, while we load into this, I'll point out, so you have Reversal, not Revenge, and Aqua Jet. Flail. Sorry, Reversal and Flail. Both of them get increased power the lower HP you have. If you are on 1 HP, you can, I think the base power is about 220, so it's a big hitting move. Obviously, Liquidation's going to do really well, being that it is now 2 times with Stab. But this is where this set gets to shine. So we've got a Flygon here that could be sweeping, and in a 6v6 could have started a sweep. I can send in Basculin. I live from the Focus Sash. I can go for the Endeavour, knock Flygon down to 1 HP, and I'm able to get the Aqua Jet off to take out Flygon. So straight away, that's done a good chunk of damage. Now, I really was hoping to be able to show Reversal or Flail off a bit, but these, as I said, the sets I've come across, like, I come against grass Pokemon and I try and use Endeavour, and they don't even attack me right. So I thought the best opportunity here, because I can't get a Flail or Reversal off that would take him out, a Endeavour, which is an egg move, can take him out. But anyway, let's move on to the next set. So we have Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Mud Shot, and Scald. So this is obviously a special set. Now, I mean, as we saw in the stats earlier, his special stat isn't that bad, but his attack stat is just that bit better. So as you saw, max attack, max speed with a modest nature, adaptability again, which will give us that 2 times on water-based moves, and then we're running the choice specs, because realistically, we want to get the most amount of damage out. Also, I'm going to get rid of that because I have no clue why that dot was red. So, in this one, again, with the choice item, we are stuck into 1 move, so we have to use him as a possible pivot point, if needed, out. And that can be slightly problematic for other Pokemon, but in a 6v6 match, which I prefer doing anyway, you have a lot more Pokemon, especially earlier on, that can resist or take hits. So anyway, I'm going to go for the Ice Beam here. I'm expecting to do most, if not all, damage, which I did, and Charum's going to go down there. Now, that was easy. I was wondering what we're going to have coming next, and it's Diggersby, so I was like, sweet, I don't really need to swap, because Ice Beam is still super effective. Now, a water move being super effective and Stab would have done a lot more, but I thought we'll see how much I can do. As I said, you never know what these sets are running. I'm going to live that anyway, so I can get my Ice Beam off and kill him. If I was using a water move, whatever one, Scald or Hydro Pump, he'd definitely die. But, I was sticking with the Ice Beam. So anyway, we're going to have Obstagoon come in here, and I was like, alright, so Ice Beam's not going to do the job here. So I'm going to swap in a Hot Spitfire. I didn't want Basculin to go down yet, especially if it was a bigger battle, obviously, and there were more Pokemon left. I'd want to save a really hard special hitter if I could for later. So I'm gonna, just attack him. I'm going for the weakest attack possible, really, because I just want him to take me out. I get a Night Slash off, and I thought, great, but he's going to be able to slow me down and outspeed me, so I'm going to go down there. Which is, again, what I wanted. I'm just trying to make Basculin shine at this point. So here I thought, oh well, let's show off our big move here. And we're going to go for the Hydro Pump. So here, this is like definitely going to take him out. Like, it's 2 times base, then add the extra choice specs on, and so it's going to get hard. Okay, on to number 4. So this is a pretty fun set I liked, which I run Flip Turn again to give us that, momentum and damage. Liquidation, Crunch, and I went with Bounce again on this one. I could go Ice Fang, but I just prefer Bounce, especially if you Dynamax. This one we are running a Careful Nature with max special defense. I put 100 into attack and HP, and then the rest into speed. We have adaptability, and then the item we are carrying here is the Assault Vest, as you'll see. Now, the reason I wanted this one to have a bit of a mix is because we need a max special defense, but I still wanted to be outspeeding some stuff, and I wanted that little bit extra damage output from a boosted attack. I mean, you can run this max HP, max special defense, but I prefer to be able to, do a little more. So anyway, I thought we'll see what happens here. I'm glad he was special so we could see. So that Pollen Puff done only really around a quarter, give or take. And I'm able to do a Liquidation, but I don't actually take him out. And I was a little annoyed and surprised. I don't know why he has a Quick Claw. But, I was like, I don't like being outsped. So here I'm going to utilize what I said before with the Bounce. I'm able to Dynamax here. And what I'm going to do is actually use Max Airstream. The reason being is, in this circumstance, and it may come out in matches you have 2 or 3 left on the opponent's team, they're special attackers, so this is a somewhat decent counter, and it can there's all situations, and some of weird sets even come in really good at the stages. But here I'm able to take out the Rabombi and raise my speed with that. And the reason that is something I like is because whatever comes in next, I generally want to be outspeeding. So anyway, he's going to bring in Throw. Now, I probably used the wrong move here because obviously I'm going to be outspeeding Throw, but he's going to go for the Protect. I actually went for Max Airstream. I would have been smarter to go for Max Geyser to set up the Rain already, because the Rain will obviously boost my attack output on other moves. So unfortunately there I don't get the full hit off. I probably could have gone for 2 Max Geysers, but you never know. Again, I could have done some damage. So I don't take him out. As I said, if I use Max Geyser first, I may have been able to, do a 2-turn hit, but it doesn't matter. He's going to go for the Dig here, which, again, I was happy with because I'm outspeeding this thing. I'm +2 in speed, so I was like, really, I could just bounce. You're not going to hit me. And, okay, yeah, he's going to come up here, and then we all know he's going to Protect next turn, because even an AI, or CPU isn't that dumb, I should say. So that's fine, but he's going to leave me with an opening now, which, is no problem. I can get the Liquidation off here, and then I've just got one to deal with. If I want to, I can swap, but if I need to, I'm going to outspeed nearly any Pokemon with a +2 in speed. There will be some, and certain item holders that will outspeed me, but not this Glaceon. So I'm able to get a Liquidation off in the Rain. It's going to do over half and drop his defense, so he's a 2-hit KO. Obviously a bit more of a defensive Pokemon here, but being a special attacker as well, as you can see, I know it's not very effective and not a strong move, but that did literally nothing. So it just shows you, even though Basculin's special defense isn't anything really good, it does the work. And as you can see, I was able to actually do everybody there with just him. On to set number 3. Now this one is a cool set, and it was derived around one move, which is actually, I don't know why I went down, our bottom move. I went the wrong way for some reason. Anyway, we're running with Superpower, Liquidation, Aqua Jet, and then Final Gambit, which I'll get to in a minute during the battle anyway. but I'm running max HP. I've got a bit of a division between attack and speed. You could do it either way. I was thinking of doing more in speed, but then I wanted to put more into attack just in case there, because I wanted to do some damage. And then I'm running muscle band just to boost my offensive power there. Really, I just wanted to make sure I could do a lot of, well, not a lot of damage, but a decent amount. And if I didn't point out, I have adaptability, so that way Aquajet and Liquidation are going to do more damage. Now, as you can see here, I've not sent out my Basculin first, and realistically, I'll show you why. So I'm just going for Fire Lash here. Really, what I want to do is just wear this thing down. I honestly don't know how long it's going to take him to take me out, but that's fine. He's going to go for the stockpile, so my Fire Lashes plus his stockpile means his defense is going to be either a slight negative or equal nothing, and he won't be able to boost him anymore. Yeah, he could maybe spit up and heal, but nonetheless his defenses will be less than they were. So anyway, I'm expecting some stockpiles and whatnot, who knows. And we get a yawn, that's fine with me. I'm just going to push through this. I can tell you now, I first a Gastrodon at one stage when trying to get one of these matches, and it used Rain Dance, Sandstorm, then Rain Dance. I was like, okay. So anyway, I'm just going for my Fire Lashes. I'm hoping he'll take me out, but he's going for another stockpile. I'm sure you've got a ground or water move. At worst case, maybe a rock move, but I'm sure it's most likely those. So I'm just waiting to be taken out. So unfortunately, this introduction is a little slow, but being able to get a couple of Fire Lashes off, I've done all right. So he's gonna knock me down, didn't die unfortunately. As I said, that was my plan the whole time along, is just drop him down and then do it, because what I designed this set around, and I designed it around Final Gambit, but as I said here, I want to use this mid-battle. This isn't a Pokemon you'd lead off the battle with. And this is because you want to get to the stage where someone goes down like this, and you have your opponent's Pokemon sitting in a weaker situation, whether it be drop defenses, it's weak to you and quite low, or anything like that. So that way I should be able to cause damage. Now I know I'm going to outspeed, so I can go for the Liquidation for the harder hit. With Adaptability, it's 2 times, it's not 1.5, sorry, and then I got Muscle Band for that extra little boost. Take him out, and then Noctowl comes in, and this is what I designed it for, because what Final Gambit does, it attacks the opponent using your remaining HP and takes that exact amount off your opponent. So as long as this isn't their last Pokemon and your last Pokemon, you win. So you can take out, like that, just there, take out a Pokemon and then insta-kill the last one as long as your HP is higher, which is why you need that max HP investment. Anyway, on to set number 2. So we're running Liquidation, Ice Fang, Endure, and Reversal. Now, if it isn't 100% clear to you, yes, this is a shiny Basculin, they're just kind of close. So we have a Jolly Nature, max attack, max speed with Mold Breaker. The reason we want Mold Breaker on this one is because we have the weakness policy and we are a sweeping set. Now, if you did want to, and I just thought I'm going to run with Ice Fang on this one as I had run with Bounce on others, but maybe this one would be better with it, because with a Dynamax you can boost your own attack and your speed with Bounce, and then Reversal being, to boost yourself. Also, this one I thought I'd had a couple of good hits, but for example here, we're not using a ground move, but we could hit Solrock with a ground move. Anyway, we don't actually take him out, and he goes for a Stone Edge, so we do end up living here. But realistically, what we want there is to be able to come in against anything like a Grass Pokemon, endure the hit, go down to 1 HP, or someone you know has a special offensive move, then pop your weakness policy. So anyway, Gallade came in and I thought, oh, there's a good chance he might have, Leaf Blade, but you never know. As I said, these sets are so weird. But he at least pulls out the Energy Ball, and I'm like, sweet, so that Endure worked really well. So I'm now going to be able to pop my weakness policy, which then gives me a +2 in attack and special attack being the one I want, which means it's doubled. And then I can use Liquidation and one-hit Gallade. Now, the reason we have Reversal on here is because it's a massive base power when I'm on 1 HP. Here I was going to Dynamax and I didn't want to waste my time, so I went for Liquidation. I know All Beetle is a strongly defensive Pokemon, and obviously this is a very defensive one even then with a double boost. I could have done more damage if I was Adaptability, but this way a sweeping set with Mold Breaker allows to work around abilities such as Sturdy or Shedinja or like that. Anyway, and we're on to our last one, which for me is got to be a bit of a gimmicky set. So we're running Substitute, Headbutt, Whirlpool, and Attract. Now, I do prefer when running an Attract set to run a female Pokemon, and the only reason being is if people are genning, sometimes they gen mostly males or don't care. But we're running max HP, max speed. We are running a careful nature because we want to boost that special defense up a bit. And then we have our leftovers. So this battle is sped up, but I want to show you how well this can work in the right situation. Again, this is gimmicky. We are also running Mold Breaker, so that way opponents' abilities can't block us. Whether it be like Storm Drain sucking in water moves or certain things like that, we can still put it. So anyway, go for the Attract. He gets through it. You know, he's got Endure and Endeavor, which, you know, copying me a little bit, but that's fine. So anyway, he's still in love. He's going for Aqua Jet. We've both got Mold Breaker, so he's not adaptability. I'm able to trap him in. Well, sorry. I go to trap him in with Whirlpool, but nonetheless, it misses, because why wouldn't it? He's finally immobilized by love, so that's cool. And now I can Whirlpool in. Now, in this case, I can keep healing up with the sub up. You know, if you didn't know, sub takes 40 HP, but you can recover behind it. So, you know, at that stage, I'm doing alright. Now I can go for a Headbutt and hopefully get a flinch off if I'm faster than the opponent, and if not, then they could be infatuated and unable to move. Unfortunately, this Basculin is faster than me, which probably means that it has either a timid or jolly nature. I'd suggest, by the fact it has Aqua Jet, it's maybe a a jolly natured one, but as I said, I wouldn't know. But anyway, it's going to go down to the Whirlpool, and I thought, awesome, let's see where we can go from here. Awesome. Nice Barbarical. And, well, nice, I mean male. So we can go for the Attract again, obviously outspeeding this Barbarical. And, yeah, he's going to be immobilized by love. So I'm like, well, this is a little better of a start, so let's see where we can go from here. And then I'm going to go for the Whirlpool. Now, obviously Whirlpool traps them in and stops them retreating as long as they're not a ghost type. And that's fantastic. And also, that means, like, a lot of people will swap being attracted. So if you can get the Whirlpool off before the Attract, that can be good, but you got to depend on how risky it can be. And now that he's attracted and anything, we can start going for the Headbutt. And he flinches! So I'm like, holy crap, I am getting some luck against this Barbarical. Like, I've gotten, what, 2 or 3 Infatuation turns, and now a flinch from the Headbutt. This is exactly what this set is made for. So, go for the Headbutt again. Let's see, do we get the flinch? Nah, don't get the flinch. Do we get the love? We get the love! And I'm like, okay. Alright. I'm really happy that this set, out of all my sets, didn't take its time to have a decent battle. I was some sets that should have been fast weren't, and then this one just absolutely came to me. So I thought, at this point, I'm loving this battle. I can really show off this set. Go for another Headbutt. Let's see if he flinches. Doesn't flinch. Immobilized by love. Whirlpool takes him out, and that Barbarical didn't even get to attack once. Didn't miss an attack. He was infatuated nearly every turn except for a flinch. So Melodic comes in. I'm like, another male Pokemon? Yes, please. So I'm going to go for the Attract, obviously. Here, they can't swap out. Gets through. Okay, Scold. Yeah, okay, cool. Sub fades, but that's also because it was damaged from the Basculin earlier. So I'll get up another Substitute, hoping he's going to be infatuated. Nope, of course not. Scold. Oh, alright, well, the good thing is Scold isn't taking out my sub in one hit, meaning the 2 hits could equal more HP than it costs to put a sub up. But, you know, because of this, it's going to give me a little bit more time. And because of Lefty's recovery, it's working out quite good. So anyway, gets through the infatuation, as you can see, and you can hear this one sped up a bit, obviously. And sub again, hope for the best. Please be infatuated. Not infatuated, Scold. And I was like, gosh. So this battle, as you can see, I used all my luck against that Barbarical. But I'm not complaining because that was an epic moment, if I say so myself. Some people wouldn't say it, and some people get really pissed off on the other end of this one. But I think that's the point of a gimmicky set. If it works out, it can be aggravating for the people it's working against, but it's still really cool. So anyway, I'm going to keep whirlpooling. to keep in, going for headbutt, sub, hoping for more infatuation, hardly getting any. I'm not sure if I had one yet or not. I can tell you now, spoiler alert, I get at least one. But this thing is getting through every turn. So, as I said, it obviously traded off. So here I went for the headbutt. I thought, great, knock it down, take it out in a second. The Whirlpool might not, but we can do it next turn. Rocky Helmet's a bit of a pain, but it won't matter at this point. Gets through, and then it uses Rest. I'm like, are you flipping kidding me? I was like, pissed off. Like, I could swap and take this out with something else. But I'm going to be damned if I don't go hard for this Basculin mini sweep here. Again, it's not a sweep against the Battle Tower. Don't count it as anything amazing. But anyway, let's get the Whirlpool back up. And the reason is not just to be able to hurt it. Like, okay, it's getting through, getting Sleep Talk, gets Skulled. Of course it does. So the reason I'm going for the Whirlpool in this situation as well is because I can't afford to take Rocky Helmet damage at the moment. I have to try and prolong my use of Headbutt, because it gets through again, but at least gets Mirror Coat. Lucky I didn't go for a Whirlpool, although Mirror Coat would have done nothing on the Whirlpool. So we're slowly getting him down. I just thought I'll just do some chip damage at least. You know, oh my god, immobilized! Like, woo! Finally, something minor going my way. I'm going to keep going for Whirlpool here. I just want to get him lower. And, you know, gets through, Scold again, and I thought this is just getting a little bit ridiculous in a way. And then I was like, nah, you know what, screw this, I am over this. So I thought, I am just Dynamaxing now. The good thing with this, if I wanted to, even though Whirlpool's not strong, a Dynamax at this stage of Max Geyser from Whirlpool is still a half decent hit. But here, obviously, I'm going to go for Max Strike, being that it's going to be neutral and do a lot more damage. It's a 2-hit. It's not quite as much as I thought. I thought we would have got a little bit more. But he's immobilized, which is fantastic, which if he was going for Rest, saved me, which wouldn't have surprised me if he was. As I said, unfortunately, Whirlpool does not take him out, but I'm able to get another Max Strike off. And worst case scenario, he did Rest. I could get 2 Max Strikes and have him further down. But nonetheless, I got this Tower Sweep, which again is nothing, but with this gimmicky set, which I was really happy with. So guys, that is it for my sets for Basculin. As I said, we've got Basculegion coming soon at the January next year, so I'm sure Basculin may get a little more attention or not. I'm not sure if they're going to have different forms of Basculin to evolve now, or if this guy will get access to a Eviolite, which could be quite interesting. But nonetheless, I really loved doing these. As I said earlier, if you did enjoy them or find them something worthwhile, check out the playlist, which will be linked at the end. But you can also search for it on my channel, and you can go through it and see which Pokemon you're interested in, if not all. I do appreciate the views on those, and any feedback. You know, sometimes you might watch this and go, do you know what a cool set would have been? Maybe doing this and this and this. Whether I didn't think of it, or I thought of it and thought, I won't do it, or it's similar to mine, or you think, swap this move for that move. That's always great to hear from you guys. Also, if there is a Pokemon you'd really like me to see make up a bunch of sets, let me know. But I am going to try and do more of these just soon, because I do enjoy the thought process and the breeding of these Pokemon and everything, because I do breed them all and do it all myself, because I enjoy doing that, and I find pride in when I do them and they do okay. But yeah, so as I said, with the comments there, you can use them. It's great to hear from you guys down there. You can also check out the channel itself. Down below as well is linked is my Twitch. There's Twitter and that, but Twitch is a place I play a lot of games. Pokemon at times. When a new Pokemon game comes out, there will be a lot more. And if we get a versus recorder at any stage, there will be battle streams. But the lack thereof makes it a bit hard at the moment. And finally, you know, if you like this content and possibly like the other content I'm putting out, which is there's videos at least 5 to 6, maybe 7 a week, then you can sub, and I always appreciate the sub and a like if I didn't say like. But anyway guys, until my next video, I'll see ya.